Good afternoon, Raza. You know what time it is, homie. These videos ain't gonna do themselves, homie. These videos, homie, are just for fun, dog. That's it, homie. That's the only purpose, homie. For the books. Let's get to it. 1981 Cadillac Eldorado 6.0, the famous, infamous 6.4 engine, homie. This engine is known for being problematic, homie. But once you dial this engine, you know it's a fucking hell of an engine. But we're not there yet, so we can't brag. Ain't no bragging rights. And if we can't, we'll throw it to the gutter and go buy another. But let's get it, homie. So when I got this car, it says it only has 70,000 miles, and I believe it. You know, a lot of these cars were just, you know, weekend cars, or, you know, they were fancy, homie. And so when I purchased this car, you know, did what I do best, homie. Let's ride, homie. Took it down below, made sure I had all my fluids, liquids, and I came back, took it to the valley, came back up, and then I heard a ticking sound. Okay, the ticking sound was got pretty loud, and without me going inside of the engine, I was trying to kind of get to the problem outside of the engine. So I took off the valve cover and then noticed that I had a broken rocker arm. I had a broken nipple right here, and the nipple from the rod, whatever they're called on me. I don't know the right words on me. I'm not a mechanic, I'm a pipe fitter. And all right, you know. So I ended up buying another rocker arm, another rod, and then try to adjust it. You know, it broke again, you know. Then no, it didn't break. It gave me some time. Through that process, what I noticed is that I was not getting no oil, you know, through that port. And I had a bunch of dry rocker arms. I had a few of them that had the glory hole, like these two. And a lot of engines by the firewall or who knows what, they don't really produce. Or even if you had a low pressure pump, you know, even if I spin it by hand, I fucking get oil right now. So even with 10 pounds of pressure, I should get some type of oil. So now imagine the car running. So a lot of times these cars sit for a long time in sluggage, and they all the ports for the hose that go up to the lifters, that shoot to the lifters, to the rods, and to the rocker arms, like they get fucking plugged up, homie. And so before I even you know, took the intake off and went into the valley below, I was like, let me see if I could solve this problem from the top. So I drained the oil, you know, definitely got me a new rocker arm, new rod. And so what I did first, I did a cleans on the engine, fucking some diesel, 5 minute, and you know, let that motherfucker, you know, do its thing. You know, if you ask me, I would fucking love to put gas in this motherfucker, but that's just too dangerous. But the best solvent, you know, you could ever use is gas. But diesel, because it has detergents that are, you know, it has oil, so you don't really, you know, harm the engine. You know, 5 minutes tops, and you drain it. And then after that, you know, I went with the thinnest oil I could get. The thinnest oil. You know, like that, it could kind of break in all the ports. People are like, no, you can't go thin. Yeah, well, I'm not gonna drive the car. You know, I'm just gonna go ahead and break it in, and then after that, we'll fucking do a legit oil change. What I want is, I want to break in. You know, I want to make sure that I get fucking oil to the top. So that was my way of seeing things. You know, I might be wrong. You know, I do a lot of reading, a lot of research, and try to do it myself type of deal. So then I went with liquid moly, you know, and yeah, the liquid moly did take off the ticking sound, but I guess because it gets it sticky, you know, or whatnot. So I don't really recommend that, even though it does take it off. It minimized it. A good fucking solution to help your fucking lifters and all that is fucking pouring fucking transmission fluid in every oil change. But that's a whole different other ball game. So right now I got brand new lifters. You know, I end up taking the fucking the fucking intake off, and I went inside the valley, and then I started, because I was gonna just execute one lifter. And this lifter, these two, there's a few of them that are pretty dry. See, these ones are a little wet. That's okay. You know, and sometimes, you know what they say, and you know, once the fucking engine's fucking a full revolution and it's going fast, these motherfuckers spinning, ta 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 ta. All right, but once I opened it again, I was noticing that motherfucker was still was still dry. So that's a concerning, because then I'm still gonna run into the same problem. Yeah, I might be able to go on town right here, but once I'm on the freeway 70 plus, then, you know, I need to make sure that that fucking rocker arm, these rocker arms, a few of them, have oil. So I have came up with an idea, you know, and so I end up, you know, was supposed to just change this one, the last one. And then I noticed that it was hard. And then I started seeing the other ones. Noticed that the fucking, the little clamp that goes behind it, they were falling off. But regardless of how jacked up, they were not plunging, but I was still getting oil to the top. You know, it was still going up and down. Like I said, I got, you know, these ones that spit. Then these ones right here. So this is an old lifter. So I'm gonna go ahead. I gutted the old lifter, and I end up putting a fucking this little pipe, this Plex pipe, that I can inject high pressure in there. But what I'm gonna do, so once we take this one off, there's a hole inside of the engine. I'm gonna run straight gas. Once again, that's the best solvent to use. And once the gas mixes with the oil, and I'll probably run it for a little bit, you know, I'm gonna try to run as much gas as I could. I ain't gonna lie, you know. But I'm gonna try to free. I mean, gas is the best solvent in my eyes. You know, I don't know what other shit to do, but this is my idea. So once this lifter's in here, that port, I gutted it. I'm gonna put the pressure in there, and when there's gas inside of that hole, I'm gonna run it backwards. So I'm gonna inject a little bit of pressure, maybe a lot of pressure, you know, knowing me. But what I want is for that fucking port, you know, that surface, whatever is fucking blocking them passageways, to open up. And once I get that going, even with these new lifters, I haven't ran the car yet, but I know I'm gonna get more oil spitting than I was with these old ones. And I did run seafoam, a whole bottle of seafoam with that thin oil, you know, and I kind of ran it, and hoping to take the ticking sound off, you know, even after I had fucking replaced the bad fucking rocker arm and rod. You know, I still had a ticking sound. So me trying to adjust it and do all kinds of shit, it fucking broke off. I don't know why I put another. I have the original for this one. I'm gonna go back, but this one I broke off. Grade 8. You know, it says it's even better than the other one. What else can I say? Let me see. So I ran it, and like I said, I was not plunging, you know, so the bolt didn't have no fucking movement. It was too fucking stiff, and I fucking broke off. So let me show you the other side real quick. All right, so you see the last one is also dry. These ones are a little wet, and a little wet is good. That one has a lot. All these have a lot. Well, not a lot, enough, you know, but the last ones, and maybe some engines are just like that, you know, but hopefully now that I have new plungers, it starts spitting more on the fucking top of the valve covers and shooting some the other way, you know. But trying to, you know, that's the only problem that I have with this car right now. You know, either than that, when that motherfucker's running, homie, it's a Cadillac, homie. You can't get a better ride than that. So we're gonna go ahead and see what we could do. You know, get rid of that sluggage and, you know, clean the car up. Mind you, these cars sit for a long time, and then, you know, somebody gets a hold of it, and then they start running it, and yeah, it might run and everything, but the sluggage is killing it inside. So it needs oil needs to travel. So I'm gonna put some gas mixed with the oil now, and bada bing, bada boom. Hope motherfucker don't explode, homie. If it doesn't, if it does, throw it to the gutter and go buy another, homie. Yes, sir. It's your boy Rob reporting, homie. Peace.